All right, there we go. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the stream this morning. It's a great day to get streaming here. Nice Sunday morning, chillax and stream. I do want to apologize, guys. I wanted to do 3 streams this week. I wanted to do Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, starting with Friday Night Freight. That ended up not working because some of you saw in the Discord what's happening with my X-Plane. It was weird. Every time I loaded into an airplane, I got launched, or I got connected to a B-52 and dragged to a certain spot on the map. I couldn't change location. I couldn't do anything. I deleted the B-52 aircraft folder from the aircraft folder. Now I can fly every aircraft except the Coronado PA-31. Even when I get in the PA-31, it still connects me to a B-52, which I don't know how because it's not even in my aircrafts folder. So I'm not sure. I thought maybe it was a Coronado thing, thinking that I pirated their airplane, or maybe it was like pirate protection or whatever. So I deleted the PA-31, reinstalled it fresh, reactivated it, and still the same issue. Now, as well, check this out. I hope my stream is clear for you guys. I'm going to put OBS in performance mode here. Hold on one second. How does one do this? I freaking hate this new OBS thing here. All right, performance mode. All right. So when I was connected to the B-52, I was in the developer menu, and I think I went to like this here, regenerate icons for current aircraft or something. I think it was this one. And what happened was my game locked up and crashed, and now everything just looks fuzzy to me. I don't know why. Like the text isn't as sharp. You come in here to the menus, it's almost hard to read some of the stuff. So I don't know what happened, but I got the 320 working. We're going to get out of here. How's it going? Philly Simmer in the house. Dougal, Barack, good to see you guys. Smashing that like button, appreciate it. Carl Childers in the house. How's it going, my friend? Good to see you here. DNP, how's it going? Daniel Smith just made it. Excellent, man. All right, guys, it's going to be a short stream today. I've got some stuff I need to attend to. It's also, Sunday fun day, so I've got some football I need to watch. So we're celebrating with a little Bloody Mary cocktail mix this morning, and I got a party we're going to be headed out to. So I'm going to do a short stream for you guys this morning. Hopefully I'll get another one in tomorrow, and then maybe even Tuesday as well if I can figure out how to fix my props. But this is going to be a flight into San Diego. We're going to do the Localizer approach. Pilot Edge is not online until another 30 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and load up, get out of here. Flight plan is filed. We'll probably pick up our ATC clearance en route. So we should be good to go. All right. Thanks, Dougal. You say it looks and sounds excellent so far. Perfect. All right. Hopefully it stays that way. Well, let's hop into the bus here and program the box. We'll come up here to our overhead, get our crew supply oxygen on, ground control push button, that would come on. That fault light is good. The ADRs are flashing because they are aligned, but they do not have a position. Fuel pumps are off. We haven't checked our fuel or verified our fuel yet. We're in nav, let's go nav 1. Because Captain will be flying today. Seatbelt signs off. Everything looks good there. Quick little fire test here on the left. We got our lights and our fire light down there. And 2. First officer already did the fire test on the APU, so that looks good. The PA audio knob, it is out and halfway. That is so we can record the flight attendant's PA announcements on the CVR in case something were to go wrong. So that looks good. And let's go ahead and set up our load here initially before we get to going in the box here. So I'm going to set that for cargo. I like taking a full load of people out of here. Let's do, let's just go full packs. Full send on that. Fuel, we have way too much here at 9.5. We're going to drop it down to 5.6. I think that should be enough to get us into San Diego. We're going to set that, and then we will look at our flight plan here in a moment. Everything else looks good. Weight and balance looks good there. So, all right, Daniel Smith, text looks fine to you? All right, cool. Blue Max says the text in the sim is fuzzy too. I can't figure out why, but try turning FXAA off in the sim settings. All right, I'll try that after this. I'll do some more troubleshooting. I still got to figure out why my Coronado, I want to fly the PA-31, and it just will not let me fly the PA-31. I don't know why. So it's beyond me. The B-52 is not even in my aircraft folder. And I took a picture of it when it's loading. So you know how it's loading INI, aircraft, and it says loading PA-31 down here on the bottom left. And then it goes all the way. It says finish loading, and then it gets to right here towards the end. And then it goes loading B-52. And then it completes the load, and then I'm attached to a B-52, and I can't go anywhere. I can't move it. I can't change locations. It's bizarre. I've never seen anything like it. So who are we today? Oh, we're America West's Alpha Whiskey Echo 117. No alternate. Oh, actually, we do have an alternate. I may have to give us some more gas. Let's go KLAX up in there. Tor coming in with a $40 Norwegian krone, or 40 Norwegian krones. I don't see any text, man. Sorry, man. I don't know if you had a super chat there you want to say. Oh, you got the emoji sticker. I see it. That's awesome. Thanks for supporting the channel, my friend. Thank you. He says, just a tip, guys. Always keep backups of working versions of your X-Plane. It's a big, it's big, but it helps. I totally agree, man. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Really awesome of you to be doing that. Thank you very much. All right, cruise flight level 280, not very far. We'll go ahead and initialize, align on ref, confirm the alignment. And we're going to depart off of runway 26 right. I want to verify since we are connected to Pilot Edge, but the ATIS won't be up just yet. But let's see active sky weather is doing for us here. Pretty sure we're going to be going off 26 right this morning. Wind 210 at 5, yep, 3019 in the meter. 3019, and we'll be going off of 26 right on the boat. Really? I don't even have that departure preaser in here? Oh, there it is, right at the top. I was like, how do I not have the boat shade in here? Boat shade, a level, insert, and always make sure you're doing this proper. I even catch myself doing it incorrectly sometimes. Constraint mode on. You want to see what you're building. Always build in plan mode. Remember, a good engineer always has a plan before he starts building the box. So let's look at our departure here. We're coming off. There's a lot of restrictions on the boat shade. We're going to take it all the way down to a level. Then after a level, Romulus, I did reinstall the KA350 and I have it working. So the only prop that's not working, which was a shame because I wanted to do a King Air 350 and Piper Chieftain stream. I could not, the Piper Chieftain, I still can't get it to work. I don't know why. It is the most bizarre thing. Level, and then straight into the lucky one. So we're going to load up the LOC. Now, we can do the RNAV, but I figured you guys want to see a LOC, right? So we'll set up LOC 27. If you guys want to see an RNAV, we can do an RNAV. But LOC is always a little bit more challenging. Off of level, insert the transition. Now let's go ahead and step through this, make sure everything is looking good. Zelma Jotnu level. Then we start down on the arrival. Kind of takes us down south of the airport there, avoids some airspace, and then pretty much takes us straight in to runway 27. So this is one of those arrivals that has a transition into your approach. So there is no discon here. VITA is our approach via, technically, I guess would be the term. We come off of Lindy, and then we're going to VITA, which is on the published approach plate for 27. All right, that looks good. So we've got our flight plan done. Remember our diffs rip here. We're going to initialize at 3 different times. So we put up our emergency return, LAS, secondary again. Another donation coming in here, a $20 bomb from Barack. Thank you so much, my friend, for supporting the channel. He says, they can kidnap the planes, but they cannot take our captain from us. Thank you so much, my friend. That is true. They've got my plane kidnapped, but they're not going to keep me down, man. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, Barack. Glad to have you here. Thank you for that one. Let's get some positive rates out there. Get a couple positive rates out. We got a couple early morning donations. I appreciate that, guys. Thank you. Thank you. All right. What was I doing here? We're secondary approach. So that's right. So we hit it once. We initialized it. Now we hit secondary again. Now we're going to do our arrival. We're going to do, if we bust an engine for some reason, we're going to come right back and land on 26 left. And then the secondary perf all the way back here. I forget what the barrel mins are, but I'm going to put 200 DH in there. 3019er. What is the temp this morning? 12C, not bad. Pretty nice morning here. We're going to put 12C and then 0 for 0 in the wind because we don't want any additional performance. We want a worst case scenario. So we've got our secondary set, a rad nav. I am going to hard tune the LAS VOR on my side because there is a special engine failure procedure. If we fail an engine off 2.6 right, we're going to continue out to certain DME and then we're going to come back around. I have it on my iPad chart. I don't have it published for you guys in the sim, unfortunately, because it is a company issued procedure. It's not a company issued procedure. I guess several different airlines have it. This is the special engine out. I don't have it available for download though, so that's why I couldn't put it up on the screen. But essentially, if we bust an engine off of 2.6, we're going to go straight out to 2.5 off the Las Vegas VOR. So this is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to put VOR needles up, always have them up anyway. And now I have LAS hard tuned, so this will not change unless I delete this fix, which is something you want. If you have an emergency procedure that's based off a distance from Las Vegas VOR, that's why I hard tune Las Vegas, because if I don't hard tune it, once I get past it, it's going to FMGCs are going to keep cycling, yada yada. So we keep it right there on the LAS so we can come back if we need to. So our secondary is programmed, our RadNav initialization page B. Let's take a look over here. Let's go ahead and do a weight request. What do we got? 55.8. That matches, and the zero fuel weight of 22.5 CG. That looks good. I should get an alternate fuel here, but I do not. I don't know why. We have 5.6 on board. This should populate. This is something that's not working with Flight Factor either, which kind of bothers me. But see, we have Los Angeles as our alternate. Right here in our, where was I? Initialization page B, I should have alternate fuel here as well. Unfortunately, I don't. What if I did point? I'm just curious. It doesn't let me put anything. I didn't think so. So that's an error on their part. Romulus says, did you try preserving your X-plane settings and then blowing all the settings away and try it again? Romulus, no, I haven't done a full blow through yet. I did, however, change profiles. I thought maybe I had something bound on one of my profiles that was causing that, so I changed profiles around. Nothing fixed it. And here's the thing that's weird, guys. The B-52 is not in the aircraft folder for me. There was one. I deleted it. It fixed half the problem. I'm still have the problem with the KSAN P-831, which leads me to believe maybe it's some kind of anti-pirate thing. But I don't have a pirated copy of the P-831, so I don't know if X-plane updating caused an issue. And even then, I uninstalled the P-831, re-downloaded it, reinstalled it, and reactivated it, and I still get the issue. So it's beyond me, guys. I worked on it for about 2 hours the other night, and I got frustrated and just gave up. We're going to put LAS 26 left here for a quick and dirty RNAV. And what do we got for speeds? 31, 35. Ugh, really? I don't like those. We're going to bump them up. We're going to go 135, 141, and 143. Flaps 1. We're going to yoga takeoff, guys. We're not working on maintenance. Let's go full-blown toga takeoff out of here this morning. B1, can you double-check pressure settings? Copilot says 3019. Ooh. Is it 3019? That's actually a big difference. 3019. Thank you, Stuart Payne. Appreciate it, my friend. 3019 set once, twice, and 3 times. Boom. 3019 is set. All right, so a perf data is set. We're going full yoga out of here. I like hearing that BSS rip. Let's start closing up some doors. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and get rid of the ground drive away all for them. And let's get the APU fired up. We have our fuel on board. Pumps are coming online. Wait for the avail light here. Sony Boy says video game companies used to code their games to recognize pirated content and intentionally break the game. Something like what the B-52 is doing. That's exactly what I thought, Sony Boy. And that's why I kind of said, I don't know, when I said hack, that's kind of what I was referencing. You know, I thought maybe it was some version of anti-pirate software. But I don't know. It's beyond me. I have no idea. DNP, did I verify X-Plane files? No, because when I do that, it'll clear out my scenery. And I don't really want to do that. I did that once when I had a custom data problem. Wiped everything, so I really don't want to do that again. Is the top cat more accurate than the McDo settings to speed? In reference to speed. Oh, is there a top cat plugin? Are you talking about for V-Speeds? Unfortunately, I don't use any plugins for V-Speeds. I know there's some out there, and I've really been meaning to try some, but I haven't. I really should. I just kind of go with what I'm accustomed to seeing. Look how beautiful this airplane is, though, guys. This has got to be one of my favorite liveries. And you know what? Even when U.S. Airways was around and this livery was out everywhere, I didn't think I liked it that much until it was gone. And now I love it. Just the iconic red, white, and blue. I love the lines along the fuselage, and then this little swoopy thing here. Just a pretty airplane, if you ask me. All right, let's go ahead and we hide all of them. Let's go ahead and clean up the rest of the airplane here. Service ground power is on, correct? Correct. So let's go ahead and disconnect your ground power, guys. Always disconnect the ground power before you pull it from the EFB, because in real life, if you were to have this on, like let's say we had it on like this, and the ground service member went out there to pull the plug from the nose of the airplane, it can create arcing and electrical shock, and it's very dangerous, and you will not make any friends that way. So always disconnect there first. We'll get our bleed online, and now we can go ahead and remove the ground power from the aircraft. We'll go ahead and pull the chocks as well. The fuel is done. We'll go ahead and remove that. Let's go ahead and close that. And let's go ahead and remove the doors. Oh, I love that sound. Listen to that. That's the hydraulic electric pump. So essentially underneath the airplane here, if I can get under there, I don't know if I can get under here without glitching through. Yeah, I can glitching through. So there is a little hatch right here that allows the ground service to open and close the cargo door with the yellow electric hydraulic pump. So another reason we can check to see if they're getting ready to close the doors is we'll go ahead and pull up the hydraulics and we see the pump start running, so then we know that they're closing up the doors in the back. Because unfortunately you can't really hear it as clear as you can at the BSS pack. You would hear it from the cabin, but from the cockpit, very rare. Alright, so we've got everything pretty much set up. I'm going to keep the cockpit temp there. Let's go ahead and get the aft cabin right about there. And we have a full load, so we're going to just go high. Well, we'll just stay with norm. It doesn't really matter because we're on APU bleed anyway. Pack flow, we set this dependent on passenger loadout. You have an econ flow, essentially low, normal, and high. But if you're using an APU bleed, then it's always going to be high no matter what. So it doesn't matter if I put this to low, it's still going to be high because the APU bleed is powering the system. Once we get both packs running and the engine's on, then this switch will work. So, all right, we'll leave it at normal for now. And I think we're pretty much ready to go here. Let's look at the Boach 8 departure procedure. It is up to 190. And we're going to squawk 2,000 because we will pick up an ATC clearance from Pilot Edge once we get airborne. We've got that on. We're going to put it in TARA for now, into above mode. And I guess we'll monitor guard. I guess when they come online, they'll talk over guard, hopefully. We'll put... Whoa, what was that? Thought I heard a noise there when I switched to guard. Alright, I think we're ready to go, guys. Let me pull up a quick little checklist here. I should print this one off. Take a look outside here while I do this. Everything, doors and windows are closed. Let's go ahead and call up the ground truck while we're waiting. Where do I want to go? What right there?
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
I am ready.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Alright, so he's driving up. Brandon says there is a great V-speed and performance calculator for free. I know there's a couple of them out there. I should really check into them. I really should. Alright, here we're looking. Here comes our tug. He's going to hook up. Where art thou? Blah, 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 blah.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Checklist. It's probably in this one here. Man, I have so many different freaking books. He's connecting. Yep, Stealth Bob, they're open in minutes. The Pilot Edge network will be open in 8 minutes.
So connected and bypassed and inserted. Release parking brake.
Alright, we'll stand by on the brake release here. I got my checklist up. Made a song tail number, onboard check, cockpit preps complete. Signs, ooh, we forgot to do that. On and auto. Right? Forgot to do our flow here. That's on and auto. Transponders on, brakes on. Let's see. 8 ears is in nav mode fuel. 5 required, 5.5 on board. Altimeter is 3019 set. EFB checked. Windows, doors, and slides. They are closed and armed. The beacon is on. Thrust levers idle. Parking brake is on for now. Transponder is in auto before start checklist complete. Brakes release. Clear to push.
Starting pushback. And you may start engines.
Alright, alright. Let's go ahead and look at the tug view. I like this tug view. I always have a hard time finding it though. What the heck? There we go. Barak says, where is Dimitri? We have BSS at yoga. I know, man. Dimitri's missing out. To be fair, it was kind of a last-minute stream. You know, I should have probably programmed early. I just didn't know what time I would have free with the baby and everything. It's just been pretty crazy, man. It's crazy scheduling time between working and then coming home and then doing streams. I've got recurrent ground school I need to go to. I'm studying for that, so. What determines if a is 1+F or flaps 2 takeoff tour? That will be based on just the performance at the airport. So, you know, a bunch of things come into factor: runway length, passenger load, outside environmental factors. Typically, you're going to be a 1+F. Sometimes we get a flaps 2 takeoff. But that's all, like I've mentioned before, what happens is we send all of our performance information third-party through our ACARs, and then it comes back through AeroData, which I'm pretty sure almost all the airlines use AeroData, and it sends back all of the numbers that you need, your flap setting, your flex setting, your accelerate stop distances, things like that. This is a long pushback. We guess we can go ahead and fire up engine number 1. Alright, everything looks good up there. Let's go ahead and crank it. There's our bleed pressure. Turning 1. Dougal says, V1, check DMs when you can. All right, buddy, I'll do that right now. Alex, why do the ailerons point down? That's because we have no hydraulic fluid right now. With the engines off at the gate, you're going to see the ailerons droop, and you'll even see the tail rudder, depending if there's wind or not, blowing from the left or right. It will actually move the tail in the direction of the wind, and it will stay there because there's no hydraulic pressure to correct the flight control's position. So very common to see that when the airplane shuts down, the elevator droops, the ailerons droop. Uh-oh. We have a gross weight disagree. How do we have a gross weight disagree? 55.8. 55.8, 22.9? Really? 55.8. 55.8.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Alright, we're gonna have to take a look at this. Brake set. Clear disconnect. We'll go out on 1.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Let's go flaps 2, 1. Gross weight disagree. 61.4. Interesting. Beautiful flap sounds there. Flaps 1. We'll go ahead and turn the yellow electric pump on. Disconnect and hand signals. We're going to leave the bleed on. Well, I'll do it proper. We'll shut the bleed off. And we have a good start on 1. So we need to check this out. That's normal flight control. Flap 2. System fault. Normal. Alright. What am I missing here?
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal.
Are we heavier than
See
planned?
you next time and have a safe flight.
67. It's going up. What is going on here? Yes, Carl, the tail will weather vane without pressure. That is correct. Alright, that fixed it. I just had to hit set here. I guess it wasn't happy, but we've got that. How's our fuel? We still have gas. Everything else looks good. Up to 190. And I think we're ready to go. Let's go to text check or after start. Engine and ice is off. Yellow electric pump is on. And the rudder trim is 0L. After start check is complete. We're going to taxi ourselves out of here. She's a little heavy on one engine. A little bit heavy on one engine. 40% N1 is the ground idle limitation, or I'm not idle, the ground limitation for thrust. Don't want to go above 40% N1. This is going to be pretty hard to taxi out, so what do I say? Let's go ahead and start engine number 2. The electric pump is off. APU bleed is on. Flip it over to 2. We got to wait for a pressure to build here. Do you see how the pressure is 0? If you flip that start switch like a lot of new guys will, you're going to get a ding start fault. So now our pressure is up on engine number 2. Let's go ahead and crank it. We're going to make a left here and go out to 26 right. Listen to that PTU cranking away. Yes, sir. I'm taxiing with no view, with no whatever. We're just YOLO. It's too good to miss these sounds. I'm pretty sure this is a big open pad here anyway. Oh. Alright, I think we finally got her going. Yep, that tripped over. Boom, boom. Bleed is off, APU is off. And we're going to take it out to the outer taxiway. Like, everything just looks fuzzy to me, and I don't know why. It never used to be that way until my game, like, decided to crap itself. I mean, I can't even read that taxiway sign until I zoom way in. So I don't know what happened. My settings seem to be the same. Alright, here we go. We're on Charlie now. Let's get out of here. Charlie to 26, right. I think Pilot Edge is probably opening up now. Do you think they'll yell at me for not being on ground? Ground control east of ones. 21-1. Let's see if it.
Julian. Victor 5.
He's online.
14 Boulder City. Direct. Maintain 3000. Expect follow 21010 miss after departure. Departure frequency 119.6, squawk 6406.
TBM 13 Whiskey clear to Las Vegas, fly heading 270.
TBM's coming to Las Vegas.
Victor 514, Boulder City. Direct. I may have missed something there. 3000, 210 after 10.
Let me look at my settings here real quick. Maybe it's my anti-aliasing that's messed up. I don't know. I'm not gonna mess with it during stream, but we'll do it. We'll do it after. I'm gonna pull up clearance 18-0. I'm not sure what the procedures are if you're operating a flight before or not. Let's go ahead and. I need a pen. I don't have a pen. My dog ate my pen. Oh well. You serious right now? I don't have a pen. Oh boy, I'll do it without a pen. Good morning, Las Vegas, clearance Cactus 117, looking to pick up IFR to San Diego.
Cactus 117, Las Vegas, clearance go to San Diego, Lindbergh Airport, Boat 8 departure level transition asphalt, climb via SID, squawk 1413.
All right, clear to Las Vegas. I'm sorry, clear to San Diego via the Boat 8 level transition. Climb via SID, squawking 1413, Cactus 117.
Reback, correct.
And I will just switch over to tower since I'm pretty much here. And we got to do some checks. 18, nope, where are we at? 26, right, 19-9er. I should know that. I was just there 2 days ago. 19-9er is up, and our departure freak is going to be 25-9. Alright, so we've got departure set up, towers in one. We're going to hold short here just in case of anything. We got to go ahead and run through our checks. Light is off. And let's go ahead and do a flight control check. Full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, rudder, full left, full right, neutral. Now, somebody was asking me about flight controls. Do you do them like a Boeing? And the answer is no. We don't cross control check. So like we don't do full aft and left. So essentially, what we need to do during the flight control check is check that each flight control computer is working properly in accordance with the demand requested from the stick. So you always do your flight control checks one at a time. And traditionally, we do full up, full down, neutral, and then we do our left and right. So we never come like full aft, full left. We don't do that circular motion that you're accustomed on a Boeing aircraft. And that's just because Airbus is a little bit different. We want to verify each of the ELACs and the SECs are working as intended. So flight controls are checked, auto brakes, max, takeoff, config. This is going to come to system 1. PWS is broken, doesn't work. TARA, we're squawking the right code. And cabin, we have to do this stupid thing here because apparently we're flight attendants now. I'm going to say that every time until they don't make us do that. Cabin ready. And takeoff all green. Let's do it before takeoff. Check. Gross weight comparison is complete now. Pitch trim. 0.5% CG set, a V1, a VR, V2 flex. I got 135, 41, 43, a no flex toga set. Flaps, config, 1 plus F, checked. Flight instruments, checked. Flight controls, checked. ECAM memo, takeoff, all green. ECAM status is checked. PWS on, TCAS code set, TARA, cabin crew advised. Mini brief is complete. Takeoff runway, 26 right, confirmed. Fuel. 5 required, 5.5 on board. Engine mode selector is normal. Bleeds and packs are set for takeoff. Checklist complete. Good morning, Las Vegas Star. Cactus 117, holding short 26 right, ready for departure.
Cactus 117, Las Vegas Tower. Did you taxi out before we opened?
Yes, sir.
Roger that. Wind 2603, runway 26 right, cliff takeoff.
26 right, cliff takeoff, Cactus 117. All right, here we go. Light them up. Yes, we will start the chrono. I know you guys saw that chrono emoji. Thank you, John. Thank you, John. I got the chrono going. He was about to yell at me there, thinking that I taxied out when they were open, but I'm pretty sure we're okay to taxi out when they're closed. Now that is a thing of beauty. I think I'm in the dirt. Don't mind me, I just ran over a few taxi lights. Now that is a shot right there. Alright, what I also want to do is put terrain on ND mode. Alright, let's get these set. Wow, man, I'm taking the runway like an amateur here.
13 whiskey with golf, ready for taxi.
Alright, nose forward on the sticks, pull them up 50%. Stable. Yoga. Mantoga SRS. Auto thrust is blue. SRS runway, I apologize. Runway is boxed. SRS runway, auto thrust blue. 80 knots. Thrust set. Neutral at 100. V1. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. Yes, sir. We are getting out of here. I really hope she will comply with all the speed restrictions because I didn't really verify them. There we go. Mantoga climb. I always get a positive trend in airspeed before we reduce the thrust levers. There it comes, the positive trend arrow. Thrust climb, auto thrust.
Morning, Gillespie clearance, November 210 Twiskies, a Falcon 50 slant Golf, IFR McClellan.
Flap 0, after takeoff check. We're hand flying this puppy. That looks good though, doesn't it? Make the turn here at Rebel.
Whiskey, Gillespie clearance, Clinton Palomar Airport on departure, flight 340.
So 647,000 to go.
Mission Bay, correction, radar vectors Oceanside.
We're going to have a alt constraint star here for the restriction.
Maintain.
There it is, alt constraint SAR, 1,000 to go.
Stop departure. Departure frequency 119.6.
Man, I love hand flying the Airbus.
2730. And Falcon 210 Twiskies cleared to Palomar, heading 340.
There's our alt
After
constraint
takeoff,
star
radar
leveling
vector,
7,000.
3,000, 4,000 in 10 minutes. 119er.
Alt constraint. Always announce the FMA when boxed.
Is it to a theory back correct? Okay, this 117, contact departure.
Departure, we'll see you, Cactus 117. Good morning, Las Vegas departure, Cactus 117, 7 climbing via the Boach 8.
Okay, it's 117, Las Vegas departure, ready to contact.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and go autopilot 1 on just for some external shots here, because this is too sweet. Man, oh man. Now she should enter a climb on her own. I don't know why that happens. Every time I come back to my saved view, it's always rotated about 90 degrees or so. Alright, let's take a look at the box here. Move this one over. I'm trying to get... I apologize, my MFDs weren't really set up right. Alright, there we go. Then with thrust climb up to the 190. She's climbing just like she should. Listen to that rumble. A lot of cumulus granite out here. Definitely don't want to be flying into those clouds. I came in here the other day and it was early morning. We were coming in from Portland, so we came in over the mountains. It's beautiful. The sun rises over here in the east. And clouds there. It's awesome. I need to do more flights, streams in and out of Portland. I got that Flight Beam Portland. I absolutely love it. We had a nice overnight up there in Portland for 20 hours. Took off. Freezing rain. Mountainous terrain. It's a fun little airport. I think I've only been there in the stream once or twice.
Down departure, runway 29, eclipse takeoff.
All right, Philly Simmer, I got the emojis going. See ya. Let's do a flyby view. Oop, I already messed up something. I remember now. Coming back in here, so I'm trying to stay. Oh, there's 10,000 anyway. Let's go ahead and kill our lights. Gear up. I should have turned off the turn off and the taxi light off. And that's just company stuff I mentioned before. A lot of the... Sometimes our procedures change, and I'm trying to break old habits. So we're out of 10,000 feet. So what we also do here is clear and copy, which I haven't done very frequently on the stream. I know I've been neglecting to do this. But out of 10,000, remember, on the ground, I hard-tuned Las Vegas. I don't want that anymore. So we do what's called clear and copy. We clear out Las Vegas, so now the FMGCs are free to auto-tune as they wish for navigation. And then copy refers to copying our active. So in our secondary, we have our emergency return. Out of 10,000, we clear and copy. Cleared the RadNav, and we want to copy the active. That way we have 2 flight plans just in case we would ever need it. Now, this says I'm not going to make Boach, so I'm going to just go ahead and select speed 300, increase our rate of climb here a little bit. It's going to be a little tight there at Boach. Matter of fact, let's do 290. Make sure we get above 13,000 for Boach. There, that looks good. All right, there's 13,000. Let's go ahead and, excuse me. I'll go ahead and set 310 for the climb out. And I should have disarmed the spoilers after rotation. That's also on me. All right, we're up and out of here, climbing to 190. That is a beautiful shot right there. Oh, we're making a left turn. Let's come to this engine. Man, I love this ortho out here. Jerry Marsh says that auto-tuning blew my mind the first time I flew the bus in the sim. It sure does, man. The first time I had an auto-tuning aircraft was the Embraer 170-190, and I was coming from flying freight, single pilot, you know, in with needles and all that stuff. We even have the old coffee grinder radios.
Cactus 117, contact Los Angeles Center 133.2.
33-2, Cactus 117. See ya.
Departure TPM 13 Whiskey 2.
Ooh. What?
TPM 13 Whiskey, still got a bunch of red
Oh, I'm getting that static. I think that's from...
340, contact 4000.
I think it's from COM 2 here. I'm going to do 121 something over there. Departure, good morning. Cactus 119, 16.5, climbing 190 via the Boche.
Cactus 117, Los Angeles Center, comment maintain level 280.
Comment maintain, flight level 280, Cactus 117. 280 is blue. So yeah, the auto-tuning thing, man. Greg Williams, $5 sticky super chat emoji, man. Appreciate it. I love it. Drop the mic drop. I love it, Greg Williams. That's right. These are the new emojis. I haven't really seen too many of these. That's a good one. Mic drop. Thank you, Greg Williams. Thanks for supporting the channel, man. Glad to have you here on the stream. But what I was saying was, yeah, the auto-tuning, the Embraer, similar to the Airbus, you just auto-tunes your ILS frequency and all that stuff. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I was like, what? You don't do anything? You don't verify, tune ID? And technically, in the States, you know, or at least in America, the FAA says that you must tune and ID the nav aids. Well, by definition, if it is tuned and you get the identifier, like IUBR, that means it's tuned ID'd. You don't have to listen to it on the audio panel. And coming from flying freight, we used to always pull up the audio panel, listen to the Morse code, because every localizer or every VOR has a Morse code associated to it. So you would listen to it on the audio panel, and you didn't have to do any of that. It was auto-tuned. My mind was completely blown. So we're at 18,000 feet. We're going to head set standard across the board. 1, 2, and 3 set. Go ahead and ding the flight attendants. We'll go ahead and get that seatbelt sign off. It's going to be a smooth ride climbing out here. And we are looking good. 19 for 280. We'll go ahead and get terrain mode off. We're well above it now. Chris Hansen says, new to these streams? Are they always on YouTube or also Twitch? Right now I'm only on YouTube, Chris. There's been some YouTube stuff coming out, change of policy and stuff with regards to kids and YouTube videos, and I don't know what's going to happen to flight simulation in general, but I'm planning on staying on YouTube as long as I can. I really don't want to. If I'm forced off YouTube, I don't know what I'll do. I don't really like the Twitch platform. It's a little clunky for me, but I'm going to try to stay on YouTube as long as I can. Tor says, I was lucky to get a run in the pro flights, A320 full motion sim in Frankfurt Lufthansa last year. That was really amazing. Very hard landing, but I was okay. It's all right, man. That's really fun, though. I'm glad you got to go in the sim. Pretty sweet when you get in that full motion sim. Do I know what the overfly thing on the Triangle FMC does? Yes, it creates an overfly waypoint. Blue Mac. Captain Geo coming in, $2 super chat. He says, a repo job needed on behalf of all repo pilot. Good morning, Captain Geo. You got it, sir. The repo contracts will be out after this stream. So we're going to reposition. I got a couple buses in New York that's going to need a long haul back to Dallas. And then, of course, we're going to have to move this one back to Dallas as well. So be expecting those repos. I'm really hoping I'll get them done right after the stream here. I'll put out a blast and for all the repo pilots out there. So thanks for the support, Captain Geo. Good to see you here, my man. Back to the overfly button. So essentially, the overfly button will make, so you can see here Zelma. Well, that's a bad example because it's a nice, easy turn. But what happens is that, let's say we had a 90-degree turn, the Airbus will calculate a lead for that turn. So it takes into account the wind direction and your speed, and it will calculate a lead. So you may not turn directly over Zelma. You'll turn a little bit before it, and your ground track will just cross over. The overfly, what it does is if I make a waypoint an overfly waypoint, I don't want to do it here because it'll mess up my flight plan, and I don't know if it's modeled properly, but essentially what would happen is it would make you fly to Zelma and then turn. So I had this the other day where I actually got in an argument with a controller. They had given us a reroute, and essentially what it was a 90-degree turn. So we had let's just say Zelma and X-Fix over here. So I asked when we switched frequencies, I was like, hey, any chance we can get direct to X-Fix? Because I didn't see what's the point of flying a 90-degree turn. And they're like, no, for whatever, unable, you're not allowed to do that. So it's like, okay, so we're just flying a 90-degree turn. Well, the aircraft calculated a smart turn. It was called smart turn in the citation. I don't know what the technical term is for in the Airbus, but essentially what it does is it leads the turn of the airplane. And we were doing 8.0 Mach, we had a nice tailwind, and the airplane calculated a nice fly-by waypoint, which it did by default. So the airplane started turning prior to Zelma on the way to the X-Fix, and the controller was like, well, I show you off course, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, no, I don't know what to tell you, but the airplane is here, here, and here. We're 3 miles southwest of this fix, and we're not off course. We're making a lead turn. If you want it to be a fly-by way or a fly-over waypoint, I can do that, but then we're going to end up flying past it and at 8.0 Mach and doing 500 knots over the ground. Your turn is going to be way out over there, and then you're going to be making almost a 180 or more than 90-degree turn back to the other fix. So in some cases, you'll use overfly. Very rare have I had to use it, though. But that's what it does. It gets rid of the flyby, and it makes the airplane fly over the fix before turning. So that's a little bit about the overfly on that one. Good question, though. All right, 25.8, climbing 280. This is a shorter flight, so I'm going to get a few more comments in here, and then we got to start prepping for the LOC 27 into KSAN. Also, we got to look at our arrival, make sure everything is jiving with that. This is a lucky one RNAV. We're going to pick it up here at a level, and then we're coming all the way down. There's a lot of speed restrictions in there. How we looking? Let's go prog page, KSAN. Let's load that up. KSAN 27, 153 miles. So yeah, top of descent isn't going to be too far away. Ortho out west, the best quality. Totally Slam Cannon. I agree, man. Stuart Payne, V1, that's some awesome ortho. Quick question. While your workload starts to reduce, does the Airbus auto-reduce bank angle depending on speeds? Bank angles, no. So what it will do is it calculates, or the way the fly-by-wire works is it will let you go up to 33 degrees angle of bank. If you let go of the stick at 33 degrees angle of bank, it will maintain 33 degrees angle of bank. If you go to 37 degrees angle of bank and let go of the stick, the aircraft will return to 33 degrees and maintain 33. So the only time that really adjusts your turn is when you are exceeding 33 angles of bank, and that's in normal law. Tools in action. What did you fly when you're flying flight? I flew the Beech 99, a Beech 200 briefly, C90, PA-31 Chieftain, the Navajo, which is the same thing as the Chieftain, essentially. And that was pretty much the extent of my freight. And I was on the Metro liner as well, but I was not PIC on that. And I was only on it as a SIC for a few months, I think. I did training. I didn't even do a full month on the line in the Metro. I just did training, and then they needed me back in the Beech. And so that was that, which was kind of sad because I wanted to get, a full type rating in the Metro liner, and I never did. I thought that would be pretty fun, but since it was a single pilot operation, if you were SIC, you weren't typed. So it's kind of a weird thing how they did it, but can an A320 pilot fly the A330 because all Airbus aircraft except the A300 and 310 have the same cockpit? No, you do have to get a different type rating. Now, I would imagine it would be very similar.
Contact Los Angeles Center 124.62.
2462, Cactus 117. See it? It would be very similar, but you have to be type rated. You can't just swap airplanes. LA Center, good morning. Cactus 117, leveling 280.
Cactus 117, Los Angeles Center, descend via Lucky 1 arrival.
Descend via the Lucky 1, Cactus 117. All right, so he's going to give us a descend via already. So, because this one is always high and fast, I have to get away from from the chat here for a second, guys. Let me go ahead and get this loaded up here. Let me pull up my active sky briefing for San Diego. What do we have?
3,500, flying 360.
And before I do that, let's make sure our flight plan is set up here. So, constraint mode is on. We're going to zoom the range down a little bit. We're going to hit level. Oops, need to be in plan mode. There we go. There's level, Chad, Kabik, no Mars, our first fix, 260 and 240, that's in the box. Desert, Trixie is our first speed restriction at 270. All the way down, bottoms out at 5,000 at Lindy, which is showing there. It's kind of hard to read, but there's Lindy 5,210. So we got to descend via. I'm going to set 5,000 at the bottom because that's as far as we can go. Lindy's the end of the star. Vida's our transition over there at 4,000. So we're going to leave it at 5,000 feet. Let's go back into arc mode here. Let me go ahead and just quickly plan all this up for you guys. I'm going to change my descent speed as well. Now, somebody said in the chat or in Discord the other day, why do I always change this? It's just preference. Yes, you can come down 80 with 340 knots, but going into San Diego, I know they're going to be hauling, I'm going to be high all the way down probably anyway. So I'm going to change it to 78,300. And what do we have in San Diego? Looks like 299 or 8. Temperature of 17, beautiful morning. What's the wind? Wind is calm. That's beautiful morning, definitely. MDA for the localizer. Let me pull up the localizer. 27 approach. MDA 680 plus 50 is going to be 720. Oh, 730. Math. 730 MDA. Alright, that looks good there. We're also going to have to get the ATIS on 34.8. We'll do that on a frequency change. So that looks good. Perf data has been set. Alright, so progress page, KSAN 27. Fuel, we've got an hour, next 10 minutes extra. That's good. Secondary is copied. I'll send for landing data, which we can do in the flight factor, unfortunately. We're going to go auto brakes low. Full flaps. We got our LS push button on. LS push button on is 110.9er. We're going to use track FPA, so I got to kind of refresh my memory here. Depends on where we get vectored in, but essentially we got to make sure we're doing 3.5 degrees past REBO inbound. We got to make sure we pass REBO at or above 2,000. Alright, so top of descent is 20 miles out. We're looking good. We're looking good. Alright. Back to the chat. Sorry, I missed a bunch there. Hello, ILS pilot. Good to have you here, man. Short flight, but you're tuning in just in time. I got to make sure I don't forget to start down. So I'm going to pull that up and then come out over here. Morito, have I used the FS Labs 320? Yes, and it behaves very well with the real airplane. I haven't used it in many years, though, I will say this, but I know when it first came out, it was great, and even then, I would argue to say it was the best Airbus in the sim, even at this point. Now, I know since I last used it, they've done a ton of stuff, including ACARs and performance. So, am I sad that we don't have the FS Labs bus in X-Plane? Yes. But do we have two great Airbuses in X-Plane? We sure do. Between the Flight Factor and the Tolus, I'm really happy with it. And honestly, if Tolus could just get that 1.4 out and rework their FMC, I think I would be completely happy. It's just there's a lot of bugs and glitches with the Tolus FMC that I wouldn't even say bugs or glitches. It's just lack of modeling. All right, we're starting down. And center kicks 117. We're beginning our descent at a 280.
Kicks 117, all right. Our 2102 Whiskey 5 miles from Escon, turn left, heading 2.
All right, we are mock descent mode. We are starting down.
Maintain 3,600 till establish localizer cleared ILS, runway 24 approach.
SP button, Blue Mac. I just saw your comment up there. That's the space button. So when we send messages to dispatch, space. How do you set the trim before engines are running? You cannot do that, Aviv. You have to, in the 320, you have to wait till the engines are started. In the 330, and I believe the wide bodies, I am not typed in any wide body Airbus, so I don't know 100%. But in the wide body Airbus, I believe, somebody told me this, and I'm pretty sure it's accurate.
Okay, that's 117, contact Los Angeles Center 128.6.
28.6, Cactus 117, so. All right, hold on. Let me get back to that. We're going to go 28.6 here. And then I also want to pull up the ATIS and get the ATIS before we actually call them up. So it's going to be 34.8. And then that should save the frequency.
0,000. Temperature 17. Dew point 11. Altimeter 29 or 9 or 8. Arriving and departing runway 27. Visual, RNUV, and Localizer runway 27 approach in use. VFR departures, contact, clearance, delivery, advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information Delta.
Information Delta. LA Center, good morning. Cactus 117 at 26.2 descending via the Lucky One.
Cactus 117, Los Angeles Center, San Diego, altimeter 29908.
908, Cactus 117 next. All right, 98 on the meters. I'll let them know. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hey, we're starting down. Blah, 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 blah. I'll make an announcement. She says, okay. Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, we are beginning our initial descent down into San Diego. Right now, the airplane is just about 86 miles from the field. We'll have you touching down here in the next 20 minutes. Weather in San Diego, beautiful morning, 17 degrees Celsius. Light winds, clear skies. On behalf of this Dallas-based flight crew, I want to be the first to welcome you into San Diego. All right, announcement PA has been completed. Ooh, there's my Waterloo Dimitri gave me, and he's not even here, man. What's up with that? Oh, but what I was saying about the trim. In the wide-body Airbus, if you put the THS setting in your pre-flight, I believe when you start the engines, it will auto-set to that position. In the narrow body, there is no point in putting any information in the THS setting on the FMGC, or on the McDo, I should say. What I'm talking about, we can't access it because we already passed it, but you have your V-speeds here, and you have flap/THS. In the 320, 319, 321, it's pointless to put it there. It doesn't do anything. You can't start it, you can't set the trim anyway. You can do it for a reminder, but I think in the wide-body airplanes, once you start it, if you have a setting there, it will auto-trim for takeoff. All right, how are we looking? At or below 230, desert above 190. That looks good. We're on speed.
Yeah,
We've got Delta.
2 o'clock.
Everything looks good to me.
4 miles.
I can't get enough of this view right here.
Level 220 descending.
Here we're looking 13 whiskey.
Oh, traffic.
Okay, this 117 traffic, 1 o'clock, 10 miles northbound TBM, level 210.
Roger, we're looking. Cactus 117. All right, 1 o'clock.
Roger, 2 whiskey, contact Palomar Tower 18.6.
Where's this TBM at? Well, he's out there, 10 miles. Yeah, that's a hard ask.
Okay,
Yeah.
117 at traffic's now 2 to 3 o'clock and 6 miles.
Yeah, we just went wing up now. We can't see him.
210 whiskey, Palomar Tower, runway 24, clear to land.
All right, we never saw him, but that's all right. We got plenty of separation.
13 whiskey to traffic, 3 o'clock, 6.5 miles, and there should be no factor.
Copy that 13 whiskey.
I never saw him. A little hazy out here today. That's cool, though. Man, that's a sick shot, huh?
55 November Tango, Bullhead Ground, clear to John Wayne Airport.
Buddy.
Runway.
Sean the cook, how's it going, my friend? Nice to catch a live one finally. Excellent. Glad to have you here, Sean. You're just in time, man. We're getting ready to do a LOC approach. Philly Simmer, do I need to turn terrain on display on this region? Yes, I do. Out of 18,000 feet, I would typically turn the terrain mode on, but this view is too juicy to turn it on right now. But you are absolutely correct. Anytime there's mountainous terrain airports, The terrain's a factor. It's something that we're going to brief as a flight crew, and we're also going to have the terrain push button on. Now, if there's weather in the area, the typical procedure is you're going to have the pilot flying with the terrain mode on, and the pilot monitoring will have the weather on, because you can't have weather and terrain on the same display. But thanks for reminding me, Phyllis Similar. I will flip that switch as soon as we get back in the cockpit here. Go Fly Sim. Oh, you weren't talking to me. Icefire says never touched an Airbus, but I wouldn't expect a 320 and 380 to fly the same. You know, you say that, and I've never flown a 380 either. But I mean, they have very similar, if not identical, flight control laws. So, oh, I see somebody down there. Look at that. I see somebody down there low. That's cool. I love Pilot Edge Network.
Cactus 117, contact SoCal approach 124.35.
2435, Cactus 117. See it? 124.35. And we got to set our altimeters as well. 9 or 8. Approach, good morning, Cactus 117, 14.5, descending via the Lucky One with Delta. Getting a little high on the profile there.
SoCal approach San Diego, altimeter 299 or 8.
98, Cactus 117. Oop, I missed it by 1 digit, but let's go get a little speed break out there. We'll go ahead and see our vertical deviation. Donut's going to get right back on track. Always high in the California, man. Always high. And it's not Pilot Edge, it's just how the arrivals are built, and it's just how it is. We'll go ahead and retract the speed brakes. Look at that. That is straight juice. Alright, we got a speed restriction coming up here. Oh, at 270. Let's go ahead and get those speed brakes back out. See what I'm talking about?
Frequency 134.65, squawk 6302.
That is juicy. My goodness. Thrust is coming back up. We'll go ahead and stow the speed brakes. Alright, we're back on speed. Thrust idle, we're looking good. Husker is approaching at or above 8,700. We shouldn't miss that. That shouldn't be a problem.
Cactus 117, clear localizer, runway 27 approach.
Clear loc 27, Cactus 117. Alright, so this is something that's rare. He's actually cleared us for the loc already this far out. Now in LA, definitely you get this. This is a little bit different, but it's going to make our job a lot easier. So I'm going to go ahead and press the loc push button. You know what, I'm not. We're still 38 miles away. So I'm going to hold off. IUBR, that is auto-tuned properly. We have the right localizer identified, but I'm going to wait until we get a little bit closer. But since he cleared us, what we can do now, this is what makes our job easier. Since we're cleared approach, we can now set the bottom altitude of 2,000 feet. So in real life, more often than not, coming into San Diego, you're going to get a couple different altitudes here, or at least a level off at some point, and then you're going to be trying to catch up, and then they'll clear you for the approach, and then you're going to have to do some math to calculate a 3-degree glide path to intercept that 3.5-degree glide path into, 3.5-degree approach path, because there is no glide path, into San Diego. But because he cleared us early, this is going to make our job much easier. We'll set 2,000 now. The aircraft will compute a continuous descent all the way down to 2,000. We'll switch into vertical speed, or FPA mode once we get down there, and we'll follow it down. It'll be no big deal. So here comes 10,000 feet. Let's go ahead and get our lights on. Oops, wrong one. Get those puppies on. Wing lights coming on. You should be able to see them extend out from underneath the fuselage here. Yes, sir. That is a thing of beauty right there. Host Gamer says, is the flight factor the best Airbus on X-Plane right now? It's real tough, man. I would say, it's almost between the flight factor and the TOLUS. They are very neck and neck. If you have the system to run it, no problem, I would edge towards flight factor just because the functionality at this point is a little bit leaning towards the flight factor. But TOLUS is working on a 1.4 version, which will update their FMGCs and their McDoos. So at that point, who's to say? Maybe the TOLUS will actually be better than the Flight Factor. If you're running a medium to low-end system, I would highly recommend the TOLUS because it is much easier on the frames. The Flight Factor has gotten much better, but it's still significantly heavier than the TOLUS. Right now I'm running 60% CPU at 4.8 gigahertz on my i9, and that's because of the Flight Factor. If I was running the TOLUS, it'd be, you know, sub 50. Definitely. How to calculate the 3.5 degree glide path? I'll show you, man. It's going to be very easy. So there is a mathematical way to do this, and if you really want to know the real life procedure for calculating and what we do, I have a video on my channel. It's called Localizer Approach, and we actually come into San Diego and I do the whole thing out mathematically for you. But what's going to happen on this approach, since we're already cleared to 2,000, I don't have to worry about meeting all these restrictions. The airplane is going to meet these restrictions and put me here at or above 2,000 feet. So all I need to worry about is 3.5 pass rebo. What I'm going to do is, let me show you here. When we get down there, I am going to change my heading and vertical speed to be, or I'm sorry, I'm going to change my track to be FPA, a flight path angle. Right now we're in heading track. I'm going to change it to vertical speed FPA. And what happens is when I press this push button here, you see how it changes the flight director? So I'm going to have this flight director once we get in there, and then what I'll be able to do is this changes to FPA over here instead of vertical speed, and I'm going to be able to dial in negative 3.5 flight path angle, and it's that simple, man. That's why I love the Airbus. I'm pretty sure maybe the Boeing could do it too. I'd be surprised if it couldn't, but it's very simple in the Airbus because you have 3.5 here. I can change this to flight path angle 3.5. Now if I go back to the normal heading vertical speed, now we have vertical speed here. That's when you have to do a little bit more math. But because we're in the Airbus and Airbus rocks, we're going to just use a flight path angle. We're going to use the equipment that's been given to us. And I need to slow down here. Let's get brakes out.
Papa November Tango, Boed ground, runway 34, taxi via Alpha.
Why do you have to turn the landing lights on even if it's daytime? Because that's procedure, my friend. And it actually does make you much more visible to other aircraft and other traffic in the area. You would be very surprised at, even in broad daylight, man, putting those lights on makes it easier to spot traffic. And that's why we do it. New Guinea says, I'm so glad you're landing in my hometown. Awesome, man. I'm glad to be landing there too. Ever tried the JAR Design 320? No, I have not, unfortunately. OT says, hey V1, did the 319s, 320s, and 21s you fly have IAE or CFM or both? Both and NEO.
Ground runway 34 taxi via Alpha.
Alright, we'll go ahead and stow the speed brakes there. Let's go ahead and make sure we're still coming down on profile, which we are. We're VFE next minus 10. Let's go flaps 1. Yes, sir. Ramon Thompson says the FPA blows my mind. Dude, it's such a simple function to have that makes life so easy. It blows my mind too. Trust me, the first time I learned about FPA, I was like, holy crap, it makes you a lazy pilot because it's such an awesome tool to have in a variety of different scenarios, not just a localizer approach, but to have that flight path angle. It's awesome. That's a cool shot. Let's do a flyby view of this. Yes, sir. That is beautiful. Beautiful San Diego in the foreground. All right, we really need to start slowing down. What I also want to do is I'm going to select speed, activate, confirm the approach phase. I should have done that through 10,000 feet. And I'm going to go ahead and go open descent. Oops, no, I'm not. Well, I already clicked it. So let's set 2700. 210 on the speed. Already starting to get high. That's just this arrival for you, man. I mismanaged that a little bit there. Got to talking. So as long as we cross rebo at 2,000. I'm trying to slow us back. That's not going to work. I'm going to go gear down right now. Help slow down. Whenever you are feeling that you're getting behind the airplane, because you can't slow, get those gears down. I want to be 180, ideally 180 flaps 2, but I kind of screwed up there. And we'll go ahead and hit the approach mode. Oops, I'm sorry. There it is. LOC. Stow the brakes.
Got this 117, contact Limburg
Flaps
Tower,
2.
18.3, have a good one.
18.3, we'll see you, KX117. All right, there is 2700. We'll go ahead and set 2000. 18.3 for tower. I hope he said 18.3. I think he said 18.3. Gets real busy real fast here. Limburg Tower, good morning, KX117 on the LOC 27.
Got this 117, Limburg Tower, runway 27, clear to land.
Clear to land 27, KX117. VFE next minus 10, flaps 3. Here comes Rebo, track FPA. I'm going to set it to 4 to help catch up. 4 degrees nose down.
34, clear for takeoff, TBM.
VFE next minus 10, flaps full. We're catching up there. Rebo 2000 was back there. We're 200 feet high, but we're catching up on it. That's why I'm at vertical speed 4 to help me catch up. You can even go up to... Oops, we don't want that. We don't want that. See what I did there? That's not good. I had to twist the altitude up out of the way. It leveled there. That's one thing you do not want. You can use up to 1 degree more than required. So 3.5, I can go up to 4.5, which I'm using right now. And you can see we're catching the localizer right now. I want this dot up here ideally. A little bit high, but we're down, stable, clear to land. Cabin signs blue, check. Landing checklist, cabin crew advised, auto thrust is speed. Auto brakes are low, landing checklist complete.
John Wayne, St. Anna.
Looking good. But you can see how quick that gets out of control on you. I mean, I was off for 1 second, and we're still a tad high, but we're going to make this work. We're 1,000 feet stable. It bothers me having that blue. Let me go fat panel here, perf data. All right, we're all green on the ECAM now. All right, we are on the flight directors. Let's go flight directors off.
Departure frequency.
And we're hand flying.
Squawk 3567.
Terrain.
That terrain wouldn't be there in real life. Normally it
Roger, that's clear to
doesn't
John Wayne.
tick that.
Seaward 2 departure.
All right, we're back on profile. So now, using that FPA, if you look at my PFD, if I put the tail...
Departure frequency 119.
Did I get a landing clearance?
Squawk at 3567 for 612 Charlie.
I hope I got a clearance to land. Limburg Tower, just confirm KX117 clear to land.
KX 117 affirmative. 27 clear to land.
27 clear to land, thank you. Whew, I thought I didn't get a landing clearance there. We're still a tad high, but we're pretty much on it. You don't want to be dragging it in. You don't want to be dragging it in here.
200.
There's 2 reds. We got a big displaced threshold here, so you don't want to get sloppy and drag in.
Read back correct.
50.
Oh, affirmative, read back correct.
30.
12 Charlie, thanks.
Retard.
55 number being left center, I did.
There we go. Reverser's out.
Palm Springs ground, November 604, Mike Bravo.
Reverse screen, a decel. I'm going to go manual brakes. 70 knots.
That call for text.
Yes, sir. Stow the reversers.
Palm Springs ground, November 604, Mike Bravo, ready to taxi with Sierra at Bravo.
I'll take that one. That was a full reverse. We got to start the chrono.
Runway 31 left, taxi via Whiskey Alpha. Whiskey Alpha, 604, Mike Bravo.
And we'll just go ahead and disconnect. He's busy. I don't want to bother him with taxi clearances and things like that, so we'll just go ahead and go right into the ramp here. Let's clean up the airplane. Spoilers down, or retract those flaps. Let's get our lights off so we don't look like amateurs. And we're going to go on the left side of this 7-3 over here. We're going into the alley. We'll go ahead and kill the strobes. We'll go ahead and fire up the APU as well. That's going to be a fun replay to watch. APU avail. I see my guy there. We'll go ahead and turn the taxi light off. Welcome to San Diego. I think I was a tad off center line there, but we'll take a look at it. When you come into a runway with a very long displace threshold like that, it's very easy to get sloppy and bring the airplane in low. You don't want to do that. You still got to make sure you clear that displace threshold and cross 50 feet above the actual threshold. So that's a decent landing. We'll take a look at it. Oh, buddy. Oh, that was a southwest stop. There we go. Brake set. APU's avail. Engine 1. Seatbelt sign. Engine 2. Seatbelt sign. Engine 1. Let it spool down below 10%, and then we'll go ahead and get the beacon light off.
Subscriber ahead. Look up.
That's a normal shutdown there. New subscriber there, Rexomaster. Thanks for subscribing to the channel, my friend. Glad you're enjoying the content. Beacon light can come off. Doors start to open up. Welcome to San Diego. Wow, it was kind of a poor stop there, but jetway's still connected. All right. Let's go ahead and take a look at that replay, guys. So what I want to do here is I disconnected from Pilot Edge, and I want to also disable Real View. Somebody said it hasn't crashed their sim, but I don't want to risk it, man. I've had a couple crashes with Real View, and I just don't want to risk getting one for just being silly. So I'm going to go ahead replay mode now. Let's back that thing up. I want to analyze this a little bit. I think I got a little off center, but we'll check it out. We'll watch it from here. We'll go to we'll go for the wing view here. Watch the airplane get configured. Let's see, which wing view should we go from? Should we go left engine or right engine? Nah, this engine view is good right here. We'll move it forward a little bit. Get back to some of these comments here. HD Sim, how's it going, my friend? All right, and we'll go ahead and play it from here. How are we looking outside? Do wish we had replay sounds, but unfortunately we do not. Coming over the famous parking garage. I used to go up there as a kid before it was blocked off. Now I don't think you can access it unless you're parking there or whatnot. But tools in action, a true pro. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Dougal says, you think I'd done it before? Yeah, you'd think so. That was a butter, though. Right on the money. Thank you, First Officer Phil. Appreciate it. How do you put the Lido charts in your Avi tab? I download them off of AirNav or SkyVector. You can download them. So the parking garage is right here. All right, it's back inside now. We'll do outside view here in a minute. Ramon Thompson, I'm clapping in the back. Thank you, sir. There's the aiming markers, touchdown marker 1 and touchdown marker 2. We are on the deck. That was a nice one. There's our Florence kit. I don't know if you saw that. I'll highlight that here in a second. Let's back it up just a tad. We'll go right here. Now let me show you guys from the wing view. I want you to pay attention to, where am I trying to go? Right here. Pay attention to the aileron. So the Florence kit on the Airbus will actually deflect the ailerons up upon touchdown weight on wheels to act as kind of a mini spoilers. So these are all your spoilers here, and then the ailerons will deflect up when weight on wheels if the aircraft is equipped with the Florence kit, which this one is. So there we go, touchdown, a little aileron correction, and then there she goes. Florence kit coming up. I'll take that one, man. I'll take it. Let's see what the other side looks like. Smoothest landing yet, Tech Aviator? Ah, man, I think so. That was I don't remember. I don't even know what the rate was. I'll have to rewatch it. I know it was yellow, right? That was good. Tools in Action, this is a great channel. Thank you so much, Tools. Appreciate it. If you're enjoying the content, go ahead and subscribe, man. Now you in a few minutes, flight deck to sim. Christmas today? I know, right? Seems like it. Alright, let's go ahead and watch a few from the outside. Dougal says, used to be more than that bay. Got some great views. San Diego Bay. Excellent, Dougal. Yeah, I know they got a nice little fleet over there. All right, let's take a look outside. So this is what I'm talking about. It's very common to get sloppy and just get low and drag it in. You don't want to do that. I don't know why my other plugin didn't show up. Let's take a look at the touchdown. Ooh, wow. That was pretty good. Not gonna lie, nice little rudder correction there to keep it on center line. That was Captain Canada-esque. He always gets the butters. There's a hump here on the runway too. Just missed the hump. That's good. Wow. Little off center line though. It's definitely off center line a tad. But hey, we got it back down. All right, I'm gonna back it up. We'll watch a few more. Guys, I know today was a short stream, and there wasn't a lot to it, but it was short and sweet. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really appreciate y'all tuning in. I'm looking to stream tomorrow and Tuesday, so just keep an eye out on the channel for when I post them up. Hit me up in the Discord if you have any other questions as well. I really appreciate everybody joining the channel. Thanks for all the mods and sponsors out there, guys donating to the channel, supporting the channel. You guys are awesome. So I really appreciate everyone joining me today on the Sunday morning stream into San Diego. And I will catch y'all on the next one. Hope you have a blessed day wherever you're watching from. And I will catch you next time. See ya.